Welcome to my off-grid adventures. I'm Frank, and it's another beautiful day in Michigan. Today I want to share with you a list of 20 toys, tools, and tidbits that I purchased for my off-grid property in 2023 that I'm very happy to have purchased. I want to share those with you, and then I'm going to share in another video a few things that I purchased last year for the off-grid property that didn't quite work out as I'd hoped. I've produced 3 videos already that are on my YouTube channel related to these lists. One is a list of 12 accessories and upgrades that I made to my RV in 2023 that were under $50. Another list is of 10 items that were over $50 that were upgrades to my RV. And then I have a list of 7 accessories to my RV that I regret buying in 2023. But those were all related to the RV exclusively, and I want to give you a couple of lists that are more geared towards off-grid purchases that were made in 2023, because some of those are different than what I bought for the RV in particular. So I'm going to go through a list of 20 of these items. I'm going to go more quickly than I did in the other list since this one's longer. So I'm just going to keep us on these Amazon pages since 18 of the 20 were purchased on Amazon and walk through these from the cheapest to the most expensive, just like the other 3 videos were. By the way, I will have links to those 3 videos in the description, so check those out if you're interested. The first one is somewhat of a surprise to see on here, but I have had problems with mice, as many people do, both in RVs and in off-grid buildings. So this is the best mouse trap that I've tried, and I've tried quite a few. I like this because it's easy to set and it's easy to release the mouse and set it back again. So it's effective, it never fails, and it is just a great mouse trap if that's a problem that you have. This is the best one in my opinion, and I just thought that was something that someone else might appreciate knowing, and this was the cheapest item on this list of 20, $10 basically for a 2-pack. You can get these at other places, anywhere really, Home Depot, Walmart, but I purchased these from Amazon. The next item on the list is something that I've actually bought 5 of, I think, because I really like them. These are made by Amazon. It's a motion sensing spotlight, basically. And I like this because it's really simple. It's easy to mount. The batteries last a long time. The motion sensing works really well. They're reasonable to purchase. So I place them wherever I go where I want light in the evening, such as over the generator when I'm going to have to put more gas in it, or in the garage or shed where I often go. Even during the day it's too dark to see well in there, so I have a couple of these in each of our outbuildings. But they work really well and super easy to mount and cheap enough that if they do ever go bad, I can replace it without too much of a problem. There's one more item that I couldn't find online, but it's always in stock at our local Costco that I wanted to mention, and that is Costco's Kirkland brand Merino wool socks. I have been a dyed-in-the-wool fan of smart wool, pun intended there, for probably over 10 years. I only wear smart wool socks, and they're about $20 a pair. But I found this set of 4 for $15 that is made of the same type of material, and it's constructed in a similar way, and in my mind it's just about as good. So certainly from now on I am no longer going to be wearing smart wool. I'll be using Kirkland's Merino wool. The next item is one that, again, might be a surprise to have on this list, but it's so important to have good first aid in your off-grid property because things happen and we're in remote areas usually without immediate access to medical care. So it's great to be able to have this multi-pack of various BandAid sizes and types. You can get this at Costco on sale a lot for $10, but right now on the website it shows it as $18.99. I think I've even purchased this for $8 before. But I just like to have plenty of Band-Aids and bandages and first aid kits on the property because we have had some incidents that required immediate attention. So that's just something I thought was worth highlighting. The next is also safety related. I had a bit of an accident with a tree this year. You know that one oldie song, I Fought the Law and the Law Won? Right after this tree hit me, I thought of that song in the context of I fought the log and the log won. I don't know why that struck me so immediately after this happened. I guess I'm just a dyed-in-the-wool dad joke person where I can't help but think of something corny. So first thing after this tree knocked me to the ground, I was singing that song in my head and couldn't get it out for the rest of the day. And then I immediately went and purchased this, just 25 bucks or so, And I really like it. It's comfortable. I know that it does provide some protection. I still would get hurt if a tree fell on me again, but at least I'm being a little bit smarter now with what I do. So if you have off-grid property with trees and you cut firewood and do anything that requires safety, this is one piece of safety gear I'll never go without. The next here is an infrared thermometer. I use this for a lot of things. I listed this in my list of RV accessories that I was happy to have purchased for under $50 as well. But it just has a lot of uses. You can tell how hot the side of the solo stove is. You can tell if you need to add more insulation to something. So a lot of uses for this. I even use it to check the temperature of my coffee. But I have a couple of these because I just like to have them around. I find a lot of uses for it. The next on the list is this 18-inch ground anchor. These are fantastic. I have, I think, 3 packs of them. I used it for this pergola that I'm going to show you in a few minutes. And I used it for securing my Starlink system. I've used it for so many things when I don't want it to be permanently mounted to the ground with cement. This is just a great way to secure things very, very securely. It's something you can do for your dog leash, but just a number of things. If you want to be able to move it easily later, you just attach it to your drill. It goes right down quickly, and it's super secure. Highly recommend that. I didn't pay $38 for this. I think I got them on sale for about $20 or even less. So that's one lesson here, is always price check and see if it's the right time to purchase. If it's full price, maybe wait a little bit if you can and see if it goes on sale. Next up in our list is this grabber, and I have a little shorts video about this where I say this isn't your grandma's grabber. This is something that I use when I'm riding on the four-wheeler clearing trails during basically all of the year. In the spring, there's always a lot of trail cleaning that needs to happen, but really every time we ride, I first go through with the four-wheeler and pick up the sticks that have fallen for those who are going to start riding those trails on dirt bikes, so just so they don't get tripped up. And this does a great job. I have the 60-inch one, and it has a lot of strength and will pick up sticks and move them so you don't have to hop on and off the four-wheeler constantly. So it's better on your back and knees, and it lets you get the job done quicker. Super happy with this. All right, going forward, the Mopa Pro tank check. If you got a propane tank that heats anything or that you use for your barbecue or you use to heat your hunting blind, this is a great way to be able to check on your app and know immediately how much gas is left. So I have a number of these, and I use them both on the RV and in other places. So I just wanted to highly recommend this one. I have purchased the 2 other models, the one that is one down and the one that is one up from this, and both failed. Both had issues, but this one has been perfect. Next is this BandAids Pro trail camera. This one is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and I really like it. It's not that much more than some of the cameras that I've purchased that don't have that functionality. And it's a little bit slow to load on your phone, but I just like it that you don't have to walk right up to your camera and disturb that area in order to check what footage you have on it. So I have 4 or 5 of these, and I really like them a lot. Next is this Dewalt 20-volt cordless fan. This work fan does a great job. It has a lot of power, and on those hot days when you're just sitting out in the sun on the porch, you can use this to cool off. Or for me, I sweat a lot when I'm working hard on a project, so I like the portability of taking this wherever I go to have a little bit of a breeze. Whether I'm trying to drill a sandpoint well with a sledgehammer, I use this to keep me cool while working on that. Or if I'm working on changing the oil in the generator, I bring it into the shed. Once again, I like this so much, I actually bought 2 so that I'd always have access to one of them. Another item that I purchased many of, but I bought this when it was on sale on Black Friday and then also on Amazon Prime Day. These small Blink Outdoor 4 Wi-Fi security cameras are fantastic, and they're very discreet so that you can place them in a number of areas where if you had a solar panel that had to charge it, it would be more obvious, and sometimes you want something discreet. So I have a full review on this where I show how this compares to much more expensive Solium security cameras. And it does a great job, but what I like is that discreetness and not having to charge it with solar, and the batteries last 2 years, and I love it. I have so many of these, and if you wait for a good sale, you can get them really cheap. This is one I wanted to mention because I would rarely ever buy a helmet on Amazon. I normally have to try it on because I have a big head and I just want to make sure it fits well. So I typically buy these at dealers, but my son-in-law was given one of these for Christmas, I think a year or two ago, and I was surprised by the quality of it. So I ordered one in my size, double X, and I thought if it doesn't work, I can return it. But it's actually a fantastic helmet, and it's less than half the price of the helmets I've bought at dealers before. It has that visor that comes down right within it to give you sunglasses within it, and it's just a great helmet. So if you're looking for one, I highly recommend checking this out. All right, here's that Pergola kit that I was talking about earlier. And we used this to put up a really rudimentary pergola, but we were able to do it super quickly. And we used those anchors in each of the 4 corners that I mentioned before, those green spiral anchors, to secure it. And it has worked really well. So I recommend this. And again, you can probably get it on sale, get it for under $100 at some point. But this is a great little workaround, so you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars and a full day's work trying to assemble some type of pergola kit from Home Depot or something. Really, really happy with this one. It's held up well too. Next on the list is the Dewalt 20-volt cordless vacuum, which is one that I've done a review on because it's so fantastic. We have Dyson vacuums, many of them we've tried over the years, and we have the Roomba vacuums that we've used, but really this is probably my favorite vacuum I've ever owned, and not just a portable cordless one. It has really good suction, and you can get it usually on sale for $99, even though the retail is about twice that. It's compact, does a great job. Really, really happy with this. And I think with an off-grid setting where you often want to clean something that isn't near your power, this is a great solution. Next is another Dewalt product. This is a cordless pressure washer that all you have to do is put this hose down into a bucket. So again, it's that portability, and depending on whether you have running water on your off-grid property or not, we don't, at least not currently. We did for a short while, but I need to get that fixed and solve that problem this spring. But this way, if you need to wash your RV, or you need to wash your four-wheeler or your dirt bikes or your shed or anything that needs cleaned, you just have, if you have a bucket of water or buy a 4-gallon jug of water from Menards or Home Depot, you can get the job done. You can wash your car, you can do a lot of things with this. And sure, it's not as powerful as a car wash, but it's about as good as you can get on a cordless system. Really happy with it. Next item is this Gamo Swarm Maxim 10X Gen 2 pellet gun. It is just so much fun. I bought 2 of these because they're just a blast to shoot. It's the kind where you break the whole thing in half to charge it and get it ready to shoot. So it's quick and easy to shoot. It has a lot of power, really accurate, just a lot of fun. So if you're an off-gridder who likes a little bit of the shooting sports in a category that doesn't require as much of a backdrop as a rifle would, this is a really fun thing to have on your property. Something else I'm happy to have purchased this year is this 6x6, what we call a tent shed or a tarp shed. And it does a good job keeping things out of the elements that are not quite valuable enough to need to lock up into something more secure. But it isn't going to look quite as tight and perfect as this is. Mine doesn't, at least, but it still does the job. I have it a little bit hidden so it's not out in the open because I'm a bit embarrassed by how I didn't get those clean edges, but it does a good job. So that's one that I'm happy to have purchased. Then there's this Echo 18-inch bar battery chainsaw. Really happy with this. This is great. The main reason that I need this is because of a back injury. I can't pull start anything. So it's mainly the pull starting that made me need to get this. But it lasts longer than I do. I run out of power before it does physically. So it's a great chainsaw. And the accident I had with that tree the other day wasn't the fault of the saw. It was my fault for not thinking through how gravity works. Lesson learned the hard way. But very good chainsaw. Highly recommend that. And the last item on the list is our solo stove. We love our solo stove, and we have the Yukon 2.0. I don't recommend buying the 1.0 version of any of the solo stoves because that means it doesn't have a removable ash pan. And that is really a key to this being convenient and practical. If you have to pick this big thing up and tip it over to empty the ash, it's just not fun. It's dirty, heavy, and just awkward. And we started with the Yukon 1.0 and we returned it after a month's use because we just couldn't maneuver it to empty it as often as we needed. There are a few accessories you should buy with it. I'll link to the video where I walk through the accessories we found to be necessary to go along with having this. Well, we just love it. The fire is truly mesmerizing, and we all love to sit around this as often as we get a chance to. All right, well, that is my list of 20 toys, tools, and tidbits that I purchased in 2023 for our off-grid property that I'm happy to have purchased. If you enjoyed this video, would you please give it a thumbs up? That really helps my channel. And subscribe for more off-grid content, product reviews, and how-to videos related to off-grid living in Michigan. Thank you for watching. See you next time.